Hey guys, welcome to Hometalk Live. I'm Hannah, and I'm so excited to show you today. We are doing 5 easy DIYs to update items in your kitchen. So if you have any plain, boring tools that you just need to give a new look to, bring some life, we are about to show you how to do that. Super easy. So we're gonna go ahead and head over to Lynn and get started. Hey Lynn, how's it going?
Hey Hannah, how are you?
Good, good. What do we got going on today?
So I am so excited to share with you 5 really simple ways to be able to update the things that you normally have in your kitchen that might be a little bit boring. So especially if you're looking for a spring touch, we've got it for you. So I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. Tell me city, place, what the weather's like, but I won't keep you waiting. We'll go ahead and get started. So first up, now I know a lot of you probably have kitchen towels that you use, whether they're hanging on the stove or sitting by the sink. You know, these flour sack, really inexpensive. Get a pack of 4 for like $3.99. So they're kind of boring, right? Well, today I'm going to show you how to jazz them up a little bit. So we've got our towel, and you know what? I don't even like to iron it because I think that leaving the wrinkles in will give it a little bit of a vintage look. So we're actually going to block stamp it with fabric paint. So what we need to do this is, I like to use this foam pad. You can get this at any craft store, or if you've got any kind of piece of foam at home, you can use it. But to go ahead and put that under our fabric, it helps so that it doesn't bleed through to whatever surface you have. And it also helps absorb the stamp into the fabric. And we're going to take just a paper plate.
Great. And everybody, as you're coming in, please let us know you're watching from. Just put city and state. Where are you at, Lynn?
So we are in Atlanta, Georgia, and it is sunny and beautiful here. We finally have some good weather.
Yeah.
All right. So we're using a fabric paint. So I like Fabric Creations, but there's all different kinds of brands that you can use. And then we're using these fun little spongy pouncers. So instead of dipping our stamp directly into the paint, what will happen is you'll actually get paint in the crevices of your stamp. So using the pouncer, what I like to do is get some on my pouncer and then actually kind of offload it a few times so that you don't have a ton on. And then just sponge it over your stamp like that. See that it's all covered. And then remember, you've got your foam pad underneath. We're just going to stamp straight down and straight up. How beautiful is that? And you still have enough paint on your pouncer that you don't have to dip it back in right away and come back.
So pretty and so perfect for all the summer barbecues coming up. Just a really easy way to take something simple and plain and make it special.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I'm using block stamps, but think about getting creative with it. So before, I'd actually used vegetables to stamp. So using the same technique, use your pouncer, you would actually just do the same thing on your vegetables. So think about maybe using asparagus or a green pepper. It's also really, really pretty, even apples. So really fun. And these are not only great for your own kitchen, but think about for housewarming gifts. Or if you're going to a barbecue, these are really simple and inexpensive to be able to give as a gift. Now, I'm going to show you a finished product so that you can see what it looks like. I'll set this back here. So check out how pretty this is.
Oh, it looks so nice.
Right? Isn't that gorgeous? I'm like, it's almost too pretty to use to dry your dishes.
Yeah, I know. Everybody click the heart button if you're loving the way that turned out. And before we move on to the next thing, I do want to let everybody know we have a giveaway today. So if you comment, what in your kitchen would you update? You will be entered to win a Hometalk tote bag. So please let us know in the comments. We'll be reading some of those out. What do you want to update in your kitchen? And hopefully we share some ideas that inspire you today.
Awesome. And then one quick thing to note. So when you do finish it, even though it's fabric paint, you still need to heat set it. So what you can do to heat set it is either throw it in your dryer for about 15 minutes on a really high heat, or use an iron. So you'll lay it out on a flat surface, put another clean white towel, so if you've got another one of these, on top of it and iron it, and that will heat set it. And then you can wash it just like you would wash any of your other towels, dishcloths, things like that. So really pretty, great gift. Think about wrapping this up with like a kitchen utensil or something fun for a gift.
Awesome.
All right. So project number 2, or do you got something else, Hannah, before we jump on to the next one?
Nope, I'm good. You go ahead.
Okay, perfect. So number 2, I know that you probably have a lot of these olive oil jars, right? So I don't know about you, but I've got a few laying around, and I absolutely hate just having the dish soap bottle sitting on my counter. I think it's ugly. It doesn't look pretty. So I'm actually going to turn this into a dish soap container. It's really easy. What you could technically do is just put dish soap in it and use it, but we're going to make it prettier, right? So what we're doing is taking a faux flower and cutting the stem pretty short. I'll actually probably clip it just a little bit shorter. Okay, and then taking floral tape and floral wire. So I've already got this curled. It's actually going to end up going around the bottle. So, but what I need to do is attach my flower to the top of that. So I'm going to actually wrap this around a few times to cover up that stem.
Nice. And Donna wanted to know, for the last one that you stamped, what kind of paint did you use? Just that fabric paint in front of you?
Yeah, so it's Fabric Creations is the brand. And it comes in a whole assortment of different colors. You can get it at your craft store. And the colors are super vibrant, which is why I like this one.
Perfect.
And they last really well through the wash.
Great.
Perfect. Okay, so now what we're going to do is actually attach this, our flower. We've got some of our floral tape on the end. We're going to attach it, and I'm going to go ahead and actually put this down here to make sure that it fits around my jar. And we're going to take our floral tape, and we're going to continue to wrap it. So if you've never used floral tape before, I'm going to give you some tips. You might be like, wait, it's not actually really sticky. Well, it's actually, the stickiness comes from when you stretch it, and it actually sticks to itself. So if you wanted, you could actually go all the way around the floral wire all the way down to the end. But I actually don't like that look. I like the exposed wire. So I'm just doing it at the top to secure my flower. And then what I'm going to do, so I've got it wrapped around here. Now, in order to secure this, what I'm going to do, so you can see how that looks, I'm going to actually take my hot glue gun and I'm going to add some glue right here at the end to just secure my wire. And I'm going to hold it here for a second till it hardens, but I've got a finished product for you. So you can check that out.
Cute.
Right? Simple and easy. So this may actually make you want to pay attention to what color dish soap you pick, because you could get really fun with these colors. So you could even do this with your hand soap. Think about having your dish soap right next to your hand soap. So again, just another fun, simple way to dress up the boring things in your kitchen that might just be a little blah. Might need a little oomph for spring.
Totally. And so Henrietta mentioned her backsplash needs updating, but it's a rental. So everybody chime in the comments. How can Henrietta update her backsplash rental style? So if we can help her out, let's give her some ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a tough one because a lot of times you can't make changes to rentals.
Right.
But I would say think about the pretty things that you can put on your counters that may draw attention away from the backsplash. Okay, so cutting boards. Everyone has old cutting boards, right? Now, you get to a point with a cutting board where you may not want to actually use it anymore. It may have a lot of cuts on it, but don't throw it away. You can actually turn it into a recipe book holder. So what I did is I have this cutting board, and I actually went ahead and painted it before we got started so that you guys wouldn't have to sit around and wait for it to dry all day. But I'm going to take the painter's tape off. Might be a little bit wet, but that's okay. I like to remove my painter's tape while it's still wet. That in the garbage. And you actually don't have to paint this. I'm doing it just because I wanted to add some pretty colors, and my kitchen has got red accents. And if you are painting with it, I just used a chalk paint. Totally up to you. You can use any kind of acrylic paint. You could even use a stain on it as well. So, got your chalkboard. Now, the key to creating the stand. So, I cut this ahead of time, but I just took a scrap piece of wood that I had in the garage, and all I did was cut out a triangle. So, you can use a table saw, a miter saw. I have a miter saw. What you're going to see is that's actually going to fit on the side. Now, you could put screws in it if you wanted, but you probably aren't going to want to see the screws on the front. So you can actually use wood glue. So we're going to open our wood glue here.
Perfect. And I know you mentioned that you have red accents in your kitchen. Does anybody have, what kind of color accents do you use in your kitchen? Put it in the comments. I would love to know.
I like that.
I actually, now I think about it, I don't have a color accent in my kitchen. I feel like I need one now. So everybody comment, what is your accent color for your kitchen style?
Yeah, mine just kind of happened to be red by accident. I think because I got the KitchenAid mixer and it was red, and everything just kind of followed after that.
That makes sense.
So we're using wood glue. I like to use wood glue because it sets best. And so what we're going to do is we'd actually let this set, and it'll take about 24 hours to set. And then your next step is to use the same wood glue. Now, you've got a couple options here. So this is actually a drawer pull. So if you just did a kitchen renovation, you may have some extra drawer pulls or some old ones. You're going to want one that has a ridge. Now you could also use these type of drawer pulls, which you can see are just the knobs. You could actually screw or wood glue these right here, and it actually creates a place for your book. Or if you have a drawer pull that has ridges, you're going to wood glue it right here.
It's such a great idea.
Since we're going to wait for this to dry, I'm going to actually show you the finished product. Give me a second. So check this guy out.
Oh, awesome.
Isn't that fun?
Yes, everybody send Lynn a thumbs up if you're liking that one. I definitely am. I think that's so smart. You could put your iPad on it too.
You could really do anything.
Smart. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, a fun project that you can do with something old that you have in your house.
And just so you know, we got some ideas for Henrietta, the woman who needed to update her backsplash, but was in a rental. A lot of people are saying contact paper. So Henrietta, check out contact paper online, and you can put that up, update your backsplash, take it down if you ever leave. So you know.
Yes, that's a great idea. And contact paper comes in all different patterns and colors now.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up, we have a canister. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have these at home, right? Those boring canisters that are sitting on the countertop. Well, this is probably the easiest project of all time. So all you got to do, they sell these chalkboard labels at the store. They're sticky, right? So these will just go right on the front, and you can get them in chalkboard color. And I'm going to turn this around so I don't put it on crooked. So you can get them in an actual chalkboard look, or actually like the fun colors. And then take a chalk marker. Sure, we got chalk marker or a regular piece of chalk, and we can write. It looks like it is a little crooked, so we'll fix it then. That's what happens when you do things backwards, right? So you're going to write that on there, and then you're going to take your spoon. So a lot of them have spoons, right, that go in the back. So let's actually do a color-dipped look for this spoon. So I'm going to take my painter's tape and tape off just the end of the spoon, again, to do some accent colors. You want to make sure that your line is pretty straight.
Wow, we have so many interesting accent colors coming in. I'm getting lots of ideas. Somebody else is red. Turquoise and red. That's cool. It's kind of like a retro vibe. We got like aqua, mocha, sky blue, yellow, white with pale yellow. That sounds pretty. Wow, I love it.
Simple and easy. I love it. All the fun colors. So we're just painting the end of this. Super easy, right? And then we're going to let it dry. So I'm going to show you guys this box. And I'm going to set it here on the back counter. All we did in the box is we cut some holes so that this can actually dry. I'm going to wedge it in there, and it'll let it dry up there.
Perfect.
So I wanted to show you, this is also what a canister looks like with a black label. So you can get creative with it, whatever your fancy is. Simple and easy.
And people are asking about your backsplash behind you. Is that just regular wallpaper?
Yeah, so this is actually peel and stick wallpaper. So you can get it, I think I actually got this off Amazon, but it's really awesome because you can actually remove it. So I know people have like nightmares when it comes to wallpaper. Yeah. This is awesome. Especially when it's hard to like lay your wallpaper with a pattern like that. If you get it wrong, you can just peel it off and reline it up. It is amazing.
Nice.
All right, guys. So our next step is these wooden spoons. So we're going to do something similar on what we just did on the last step, but we're going to get a little creative with it. So I'm going to get rid of my red paint, and I'm actually going to use a pink and a gray paint, and we're going to do a color blocking on the end of this spoon. So I use these spoons all the time to cook. I've got a whole set of wooden ones that I'm going to show you in a second. But the important thing to note is when you're doing anything with utensils you cook with, do not get the paint near the part that actually goes in the food or goes in your mouth.
Right.
Just do things on the end part.
Yeah. And if you're like nervous to commit to changing your current utensils, I see these wooden utensils at Goodwill and thrift stores all the time. Pick one up for like 25 cents and just try it out. See what colors you like, and then you can commit to your own, utensils. So.
Absolutely. They actually have these at the dollar store too.
Oh, perfect.
I'm a big dollar store girl. Remember our last live that we did was 5 ways to decorate a dollar store vase. So yes. I'm all about the dollar store.
Same.
Simple and easy. Okay, so we're color blocking this, which means that there are going to be blocks of color. So I'd love for you to get creative and maybe come up with some different designs with your painter's tape. I've seen some people do some really cool things from chevron to all kinds of patterns. So we're going to take our gray.
Totally. And so, Sierra wants to know what kind of paint that is.
So this is just Waverly chalk paint. Perfect. But keep in mind, you can use any type of acrylic paint to do this. Now, what you'll want to keep in mind is that if you're going to put it in the dishwasher, you're going to want to seal it afterwards. So what I like to do is Mod Podge makes a dishwasher safe. So if you use the Mod Podge dishwasher safe, you're going to want to coat it. It's a clear coat. When you're done, so after this is dry, wait about 24 hours. Now, the deal with the dishwasher safe is that it needs to cure for 28 days before it goes in the dishwasher. So if you're impatient and can't wait 28 days, you're just going to have to hand wash these. So simple and easy.
Susie has an idea for an interesting design to put on the spoon. You could do initials.
Yeah, I love that. Cool. Do you know what else is really cool that you could do initials with, Susie? You could use a wood burner to wood burn the initials. I think would be a really cool gift as well.
Totally.
See, we're here in the South. You can monogram a monogram in the South.
Absolutely.
All right. So if I were you, I would let your paint dry for just a few minutes longer, but I'm taking it off now so that you guys can see this. And I want to show you the other ones that I did then.
I find it so satisfying, like the crisp lines when you peel it off.
Yes.
Oh.
I know, right? It's so nice. So again, you could go all the way up your spoon, but I would stop probably about there. And then we've got our box over here that's going to help us let it dry. So it's going to put our spoon in there.
That's a smart drying hack. Has anybody else ever done that? Just like propped something up on a box like that? I don't know. I love seeing all the creative ways people hack it.
Yes. So I'm an incessant online shopper, so I have tons of boxes. So this is a great way to, if you're like me and shop nonstop, that's a great way to actually use your extra boxes. So check these out. How fun are those? Get creative with your colors. Get a whole set. And I like all of these projects because they're projects that you can do in 15, 20 minutes. And, our website, Craft Box Girls, is all about quick and easy. Yeah. All things that aren't intimidating, and you do it really quickly.
Yes. Super cute. Everybody send a thumbs up if you like the way that those turned out. I'm going to click mine right now. There we go.
I love it. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Awesome. Well, those are the 5 steps. If you tuned in late, we just made wooden utensils. We actually upgraded our canisters and put spoons on them. We made these beautiful towels with block stamps. I think this is probably my absolute favorite project.
Yes.
And then we also made a...
Great for a tablecloth, too. If you need to do like a last-minute tablecloth for Easter.
Absolutely. Easy. Or think about your linen napkins, too. If you've got an Easter bunny stamp or an Easter egg, you can definitely do this. Just go out and get some fabric paint and a stamp.
For sure.
Got our recipe book, and then our sink is now dressed up with this super cute dish soap holder made from an old olive oil dispenser.
Perfect. And just so you know, we have a giveaway winner. So
Awesome.
Ada Perry she wants to redo her floor entirely with pennies. So I think that sounds so cool in her kitchen. So
Love that.
Ada, if you do it, share it on Home Talk. We would love to see that. And yeah, amazing. Thank you so much, Lynn. These were awesome.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Thanks everyone so much for watching. I hope